Hiya. So Wendy from Lollydollycraft, I'm back again, and now we're going to do part 2 of my colouring tutorial, and I'm going to colour in this one her hat and her hair. Okay, so I'm going to start with her hair, I think, and for her hair I'm going to use E47, possibly E37, sorry, E37, E34, E31 and E30. Okay, now I know that's 5 colours there. I'm not necessarily going to be using this E47. I don't know it. I'll see how it turns out. I might just use it at the very where the shadow bit is. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so again I'll start off with my lightest colour, so I can lay down really where I want my darkest areas to be, and also my lightest areas. The darkest areas are going to be around her hairline there, and sort of in where it joins the clothes, and up here, up there, and sort of just around here. Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to, and with this I'm just using a flicking, oops, so you can see, flicking. I'm not going all the way, just going from the edge, just down, just marking where I want my darkest. Again, using a flicking motion, but not going all the way up. Okay, and what I would do also as well is work on one block of hair at a time. So I'll work on this one and then I'll move to the other side. Okay, so now we go to the E31 and just go again over with a flicking, just following the lines on the hair that are already there, not quite going to the end of where, going into where it's the darkest. Just turn it around. I'm not very good at colouring cat-handed. And again, just flicking, using the tip of your pen and using a flicking motion. Okay, so that's, you've laid down your E31. Now I'll go to my E34 and again go over, starting at the darkest, laying down my colour. Okay, and if you get, and I don't always, the flicking right, it's not about so much blending it as well, it's about giving texture to the hair, because what you want is for it to look like it's got some sort of flow in it. Okay, and I'll go to my E37 and again just going from the darkest down, again using a flicking motion. Okay, I'll just turn it around. And you only have to use the very end of your pen. You don't have to use it like you would use a normal felt tip, because it's not. If you try to use it like a normal felt tip, you'll lose. It just wouldn't work. I'm going now my E47. I'm just going to put this sort of on the end where I want it to be the darkest. Up here where it's got a bit of a bump in the hair. In where the shadow is, and then again just under where the hat line is. Yeah, there we go. So what I'm going to do now is go back on my colours. So I'll go back to my E37. Oh, get the right end, and just continue flicking down, and then again flicking up, giving that hair some texture. Okay, back to my E34, and again, because here's quite a small area, we can just colour that in. We're just going back with our flicking. Okay, oops, turn it round, and again, just going. And then back to your E31. And just filling in that white space. Okay, and then just to finish off, just going over, just to blend those edges. Now, what I would also do now, because obviously, well, I've got that now, I'll take my E37 and I'm going to flick some like texture lines in where the lines are on the hair. So I'm just going to just go and gently flick some texture lines and then do the same. Up that way. Okay, so that's that side. So now I'm going to do the other side. Again, I'll start with my E30 and just lay down where I want my shadows. It's just an easier way of so now where this bumps out into the light, that bit there is going to be lightest, and then where it dips in here, around here, around the face, is going to be the darkest. Okay. So that's my E30. Then go to my E31, and again go with a flicking motion back over, creating your depth and your movement in your hair. Around where the hair goes and just up to there. Okay, and then go to your E34. I'm not very good at flicking towards me, I have to flick away. And again, what you're doing at the moment is just laying down colour. So now to my E37. And then again, you're going, starting in your darkest area and just flicking down. So that you're giving texture and flow to the hair. Okay. And then to my E47 again. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to my E37 and bring the flick further down. And up. And then to my E34. And my E31. Just going over that to blend it in, and then my E30 just to and then with my E47 I'm just going to flick some texture lines into the hair. Like so. Okay. And it just gives it sort of like a glossy look to the hair. Okay, so now we're going to move on to her hat. Oh, hang on a minute, I've missed a little bit of hair, which I'll do really quickly. Otherwise it should look odd. So a little bit. And then I won't worry about the 47 there because it's just it's too small an area. Oops, sorry. I'll just go straight in with my E31. Okay, there we go. Right, so that's her hair finished. Okay, so now we're going to go on to a hat. And for a hat, I'm going to do it red. We're going to use R29, R27, R22 and R20. And what we're going to do is we're going to have the darkest side of the hat's going to be this side and the lightest side is going to be this side. This area is obviously smaller where it's coming round to my hat, and this hair where it's the light source is coming across this way will have more light. So I'm going to use my R20 to lay down my base colour. Okay, that's what I'm going to start. And again, I'm using flicking motion to bring this all the way across. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it round and again do the same, just a little bit that side. I mean, I know at the moment that looks pink, but it's not. Okay, so that's how the light source for the hat is going to be. So a little bit of shadow that side, more darker this side with the bit there. Okay, so now I'll move on to my R22 and just go over again with a flicking motion all the way up. Don't worry too much about having to go over it because you're blending it all in anyway. Again, at the moment all we're doing is laying some colours down. Okay, so I know at the moment it looks a bit messy, but trust me, it will come together. So that's my R22. Now I'm going to my R27 and I'm going to go over this side, not completely to the end, and again we're just laying down colour, we're not blending it in, not yet. When I go and do the second coat is where we'll be doing our blending. At the moment we're just laying down colour. Just laying down a bit of colour. You can see the layers. Okay. And then lastly, my R29. Nice big flicks. Okay, and then this side. Okay, so now I'm going back to my R27 and this is when I'm going to start blending this in. You don't need now to go all the way back to the beginning of where you were colouring, you're just going over the edge here where okay, then back to my R22. Again, I'm going over, flicking over this line to blend that bit in there. Reds and blues, dark blues, are the hardest colours to blend. So it's just a case of going over it with a flicking motion, like so. On the camera, I don't know, from what I'm seeing here, it looks like it's pink, but it is actually, it is red. And then to finish off, just going back over this bit here. With our R20 to blend in the R22. And then I'm just going to go back with my R22 just to go over there. Oops. Very good. Oh. Just need to blend that a little bit more. Oops. Just to get rid of that line that's in the middle there. And you just keep going over it until you're happy. With how it's blending. Just keep going over it. As long as you're not pressing too hard when you're just doing it lightly, you can go over it quite a few times. The red does soak through the paper more than any of the other colours because it's quite a vibrant colour. So. Oh, got the sniffles. Go and just play with it until you're happy. Gosh, I don't know why I've got the squeaky. And there we go. That's the right. That's the hat done. Okay. I'm just going to get my colourless blender because if I can find what I've done with it. Where are you? Colourless blender. Come out, wherever you are. How strange. Oh! There we go. I just want to go, if you take your colourless blender and just very lightly just go over ditch there, and it will just erase any bits. I don't know why they call it a colourless blender, to be honest, because it doesn't actually. It's not a blender pen as such. It actually erases colour. It doesn't blend colour. It erases it. Just very lightly. Then you can wait for that to dry and go over it if you need to. Okay, so that's her hair and her hat. So if you come back and part 3, and we'll do her clothes. Thank you. Bye.